Mr. Speaker, my heart goes out to the people of Pimicikamak Cree Nation for the trauma they continue to suffer with so many suicides and so many children under a suicide watch. We all hurt to hear one of our children say, "There's nothing for me in the community." This is one of our Manitoba communities. We need to do better for our youth in the North. I asked the Premier, why have conditions in the Pimicikamak Cree Nation not improved since 1999 so that there is still such heartbreaking concern about suicides today?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We know suicide is devastating for families and entire communities, but I would say it's especially difficult in close-knit and remote communities such as Cross Lake. We're working hard to support families and young people across the province to prevent youth suicide, and we've been working very closely with local community leaders, the Band Council, health professionals, the Northern Regional Health Authority, and the federal government, as well as Pimicikamak Cree Nation leadership. And we're making sure that we have in place resources that will be available for the community members. They were available before the weekend. And currently, the Premier and the MLA for the area, as well as, as well as the Minister for Aboriginal Northern Affairs are with the community today.
Mr. Speaker, Shamattawa Chief Jeff Napawakisik highlighted that the #1 reason for despair in the North is living conditions. Where has this government been for 16 and a half years? Through 16 and a half years of NDP government, Northern Manitobans have had to live in overcrowded housing with concerns about nutrition and extremely limited opportunities for young people. After all this time, why hasn't the Premier done the right thing and committed to directly investing to improve housing in the North, as Manitoba Liberals have committed?
Mr. Speaker, I think the issue today is not just youth suicide, which we're talking about, but it is a broader discussion, and I think that that discussion has been ongoing for some time. We have always been supportive of our remote communities and tried to find ways to provide them with the resources that they need, but with the understanding that we need a counterpart, yes, which is the federal government, who is willing to engage and be supportive of our First Nations people. And I think that, frankly, we have more positive engagement with the current federal government. I would ask why the members opposite haven't made those requests when their own cousins were in power at the federal level. They didn't do it then.
Mr. Speaker, we are very proud of the commitments by Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government in Ottawa to do something about the North. Mr. Speaker, we are shameful at the NDP lack of attention in the North for 16 and a half years. Manitoba Liberals' commitments toward housing and nutrition in Northern Manitoba add up to $40 million new dollars each year to improve living conditions, subsidize healthy food options, and enhance nutritional education. This is much improved from what this government has ever done in 16 and a half years. Why has the Premier and his government failed to provide sufficient investment to help people in Northern Manitoba so that we have one problem, one crisis after another?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think in terms of the broad statements that the member opposite is making here about whether healthy eating or housing or education, we have made investments within numerous departments on this side of the House to make sure that we're supporting all Manitobans. Right. But, you know, Mr. Speaker, any of those investments that we make, we don't get support from any of the members on from either the Liberal Party or the provincial progressive Conservatives. That's right. And I can't understand or manage the idea that they seem to think that by voting against the very things they're asking us to do, that that's in any way logical.